September of 2007, an alleged drug dealer was found guilty. So I guess he wasn't alleged no more. A few months later, in January 2008, that same individual received a mandatory minimum life sentence based on drug quantity, and prior convictions. And I'm not talking about myself. Today we're going to talk
But I've never been caught with
to
more
that
than
individual.
But I've never been caught with more than a gram.
Okay, we'll get into it. We'll get into this. You guys are going to meet Paul Krueger, aka Eminem, aka Cheeseburger, aka what else? All right. Hello, welcome to Convict Inc. I'm your host, Robert Rosso, coming to you from an undisclosed location with my friend. And if you like this video, please push like, share with your family, friends, neighbors, enemies, etc. Okay, so I recently, last year, 2024, there was a violation I did. I met this guy, Butner FMC. He like myself, was dealing with cancer issues. I guess still is, right?
Still am.
Had a mandatory minimum life sentence. And President Joe Biden, or someone mimicking Joe Biden,
No, we're going to say Joe Biden.
decided to grant this person, about 2,500 people, right? Clemency petitions. So how many lifers, do you know?
I don't know.
I think there's a few thousand, or at least,
Yeah,
or whatever.
there's-
Okay, so here's the deal. So first question, Paul. Big thing in the news right now is AutoPen.
Oh, yeah.
And it
And makes me nervous.
So it's
So
really
nervous.
it's really saying that Joe Biden had no knowledge of the auto pens, and there's people doing it for him. But they're talking about executive orders, and really what I believe they're talking about is the fact that Biden pardoned people that didn't even commit crimes or were not convicted of crimes, as family members, Dr. Fauci, blah blah blah, over the COVID stuff. So, are you concerned about that at all? Really?
Yes, I really am concerned about it, but I don't let it get to me. I don't let it control my every thought.
Only when I bring it up.
Only when you bring it up.
So, honestly, I don't know how that would work. There is congressional hearings going on about that right now. If it was the auto pen, would the Trump administration then come back and put the people back in prison that Biden had let go? I don't see that happening, especially since Trump is, definitely exercising his pardon powers.
Right, and I don't see it happening for people that have done, since they've been released, they haven't done nothing. They don't have no dirty UAs. They've reported on time.
Like me.
They have a place to live. They're not.
Okay, so when he was still behind the walls, or inside the hospital, I should say, I did a live, and there was at least a few people that donated.
One person donated.
One person donated $100. Is that what it was? Okay, so don't worry, I didn't get much either. When I tried to do a GoFundMe, so
but thank you for the one person that did donate. Thank you.
Do you know the name at all?
Jason or Joey or something like that. I've got it on my phone. I can find it.
No, it's okay. All right. So he thinks
I sent him a thank you.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So here's the deal, and I'll be really honest about this. As I was getting ready to be released, with no paper, no probation, I'm done. As I was getting ready to be released, he had found out that a family member that he might be going to, things didn't work out. Okay, as far as release. Okay, so he then had the only person to come home to was one of his former cellmates, and the guy lives in a trailer, and I really was concerned about how it was all going to work out, and he was too. He was stressed out too. Okay, so since you got home, how have things worked out?
Things have worked out for the good. I had a lady that gave me a camper to live in. She paid my first month's rent on it. It's a nice fifth wheel camper.
So it really is. I'm not. Maybe I'll shoot it from the outside. It really is nice. I made it a little junky over in this corner, but yeah, it really is. You got hooked up that way.
Yes, I am. I'm very blessed.
Okay, so are you getting disability benefits?
No, I'm not. As of right now, I'm getting no benefits whatsoever. They said that I'm getting a indigent health care that allows me to go to the doctor one time, but it will not allow me to go to the urologist about my cancer or any of that. It just covers
your medical insurance.
Yeah, it's just one medical appointment, but not. It's only the people that they
How
go
come
to.
you can't get Medicaid?
They say that I don't qualify for Medicaid. But the Medicaid office is outside my jurisdiction. I have to get permission from my parole officer to go to it.
So
and I haven't done that yet.
I just looked at his jurisdiction. It's kind of crazy because it's almost cut up. If you guys do watch politics or watch the news, you know how they're trying to do gerrymandering or whatever they're calling it for districts. It's like there's pieces missing. You know, in Arkansas they split the state and there's east and west as far as jurisdiction. No, actually there's a couple more, but it makes sense. This is like it's like piecemealed how they have this jurisdiction. So it's really weird. But I cannot believe that you can't. So I've got Medicaid. I couldn't get food stamps when I got out. Still couldn't. I'm not trying. But I'm saying I don't understand.
I don't either.
So
they say that I do not qualify for Medicaid. I do not qualify for disability or SSI. I've got a colostomy bag.
Yeah, he's got a colostomy bag. So that you can have removed right now, right?
I can have removed if I could get insurance to cover it.
That's crazy.
And that's what is keeping me basically from getting a job. If I walk outside for any length of time, the glue just comes off and it falls off.
So the colostomy bags are I remember I think they just stick them on back in the day.
They just glue on.
This is just like a hole in your stomach that glues on. And it could fall off. But so, I mean,
the feces goes everywhere.
That's terrible.
Yes.
Okay, so do you still have active cancer?
Well, I have spots on my kidneys that they do not know if it's cancer or not because they're on my kidneys and I can't tell without doing surgery. But I get this insurance, the indigent health care, the only insurance I have will not cover urology.
Wow, man, I don't even get all that. I can't even believe how. Did the social workers in prison help you get the?
All they could help me get was the indigent health care. All they did is tell me where to go.
And you have you made phone calls to try and then since then? Have you?
Yeah.
Because today I just helped you with reporting. Okay, so anyway, so I didn't know if you knew how is what I'm getting at.
Yes and no. I don't really know who to talk to or what, but I have called I got kicked out of the Social Security office because I've been out 2 days and my phone rang and I answered the phone and they kicked me out of the Social Security office.
Okay, so how many years did you do in prison altogether?
I did about 18 and a half years.
18 and a half. Okay, so you had been on the internet prior to going to prison?
I've been on dial-up. You know,
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's dial-up.
So I missed all that. Like I didn't.
Right.
You know?
It's like real slow, and it's only at home. It wasn't on phones or nothing. It was you had to have a home computer.
Oh, okay.
And
so you never had there wasn't no smartphones, obviously.
No.
Stuff like that.
No, there was flip phones. My last phone was a Razor.
A Razor? Oh, okay. Well, you were sporting. I had when I got busted, I had an Altel flip phone.
Yeah.
With the little, the plastic and.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to get into the whole trial because you got an interesting case where you were charged with meth, but your co-defendant was charged with coke, and they brought you guys together to trial at the same time.
Yeah, we wasn't even on the same indictment.
Not even on the same indictment, and brought two people together. Insane case, okay? But again,
they said it was more cost efficient. I begged them to separate us, and they said no. It was more cost.
It was a no dope trial. Was there drugs involved?
No, they never. I mean, it was all drugs, but it was all conspiracy.
Okay, so people that don't understand, real quick, and then we'll get into more prison stuff, okay? Because I know that I've taken a long time. So, for people that don't understand, the United States government has a conspiracy laws, okay? Where you do not need drugs to convict somebody. You can have just testimony. In my case, there was evidence suppressed. The physical drugs did not matter and weren't there. Do you have physical drugs for you?
No.
Not even a drop?
No, nothing.
Did they bust anybody with actual drugs? So mine, they busted a package.
They
coming
busted
to the
a
mail.
guy with actual drugs, but that was from somebody else on the thing, not from me. They busted them from somebody else,
Okay.
and that
much?
dude, like 3 or 4 ounces. But that dude took a plea. The guy that sold him took a plea, and Spencer took a plea. And
A rap plea?
yeah.
Okay.
So
Cooperation agreement. Okay. So you got life, and they sent you where?
to Beaumont, Texas.
So
Beaumont USP.
Okay, you got there what year?
I got there in 2008.
Was it a USP still, or was it an FCI at that time?
Okay, at that time, they were changing it from a USP to a medium. There was only 500 people in the whole yard.
Okay, so so if you guys don't know, back in the day, so you'll hear stories about Big Sandy, Pollock, what's the other one? Hazleton. You'll hear all these war stories, right? Before those places were rocking, was Beaumont, and they called it Bloody Beaumont. Okay, that started in the '90s when I first came in. As a matter of fact, I really thought that I didn't understand why I didn't go there, falling out of Arkansas. But anyway, so Beaumont was rocking, and there was the hurricane that messed it up. I had a bunch of bros that came in 2005 after Katrina, I think it was.
Yeah.
So that they flooded that prison, but then it was so off the chain that they tried to go ahead and make it into a medium high. So how did it work out?
They kept it a medium high for about a year and a half to 2 years, and then they went back to a USP.
Okay, so basically,
and really what they did is they took some of the Spanish gangs out and brought Pisces in.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So Pisces, if you guys don't know, were originally the term Paisa was like the farmers, the people in Mexico,
the countrymen of Mexico.
The countrymen in Mexico. But Pisces is now a full-blown gang, really. Maybe there's no structure, but it's. I know people that are from Indiana, Mexican, born and raised in Indiana, that clicked up Paisa when he went to prison. He was part of the Juarez cartel, actually, but whatever. Door open. Actually, I think it might be nicer that way, but anyway, no, it's cool. So people always want to hear this stupid. Anyway, not stuff. What's the bloodiest or worst thing you've seen at Beaumont? Either during or after or.
Well, I mean, I've seen the DCs stab each other, chase each other around the day room with big old knives. 2 or 3 times I've seen a DC dude laying in the floor with a 5-foot puddle of blood around him. Yeah. No, he lived.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. I didn't think there was any way possible this man would live. He laid there bleeding.
So I want to say this. One of the things that's crazy about prison and prison fights that I have heard.
He got stabbed 42 times.
Okay, so there was a nut job that came out of Marion when they closed Marion down. Okay, now Marion and the ADEX kind of like has PC wings. There are some people really that aren't protective custody cases that go to those places. They love living by themselves. They got to deal with no drama, especially if they have some psychiatric issues. Okay, this dude was a psych patient. He did not want to be in general population at Lewisburg. He went in and took a piece of steel that was like a lawnmower blade, it looked like, and over 50 times ran it. Excuse me, I'm spitting out breakfast burrito. Ran through his celly. I saw his celly. I was across in B block. This happened in A block. I saw his celly at the door, raining, spitting blood, poop, poop. And cops wouldn't get near him, and then you just see him go to his feet and collapse. Like the life leave him, right? Fucker lived. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I could not believe that this guy lived.
Yeah. But then there's other times that I've seen a
One
dude.
shot get punched in the head,
I've seen a dude get knocked down and got kicked in the head a couple times, dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real freakish stuff like that, yeah.
And I've seen several people die there. But other times you see people get just stabbed and tore. It just wasn't their time to go, I guess.
Yeah, so let's talk about white prison gang specifically. What was that when you first got there? Okay, it was a medium. Was there a specific gang running?
No.
Okay. Was there ever, even when there was a dominant gang, was that dominant gang running the yard?
No.
Okay. So there's a misconception about that, and I try to put it in certain videos, and I'll keep talking about that.
No, independents ran the yard more than the gangs.
Oh yeah, you were after. Okay, so let me say something about this. So you were after 2000. Let me fix this camera. 2005. So what happened was around 2004, there was a big explosion of white prison gangs starting up or coming into the feds from state prison systems. So you always had members of like AC and some Aryan Brotherhood of Texas members and stuff like that, ABTs. But it really started about 2004 and 2005. They started RICOing in those guys out of state prison cases and sending them to the feds. Prior to that, you had first the Aryan Brotherhood, second the Dirty White Boys, in which I was a part of, okay? And then you had like arms, Aryan Resistance Militia, SAC came in 2005, maybe 2004. They really blew up a lot.
Yeah.
But so there's so many. Now you've got the UABs out of Oklahoma. You've got what's those cats out of Las Vegas, Nevada. New Aryan
9s or something like that.
Yeah, Aryan. I'm sorry.
Aryan
no
Warriors?
disrespect to. I think it's Aryan Warriors.
I don't know. I'm
Shout
not
out
sure.
to.
I'm not trying to disrespect anybody.
Yes,
I'm not. I just don't know.
What's the name of that dude's channel? He's doing phenomenal right now. Vegas Prison Stories or whatever. I want to say that. Shout out to that dude. And I did see a documentary with him on it, and I believe he was AW.
But let me recap here on something that it's not like the independent trading yard, or we work together. Basically, we were all white. We all stuck together.
Would you agree that a dominant gang member or a dominant individual, Gary Settle, for example, can come in and kind of control a prison?
Yes.
For a minute?
Yes.
Did Gary Settle come in and was he?
Yes, he could control.
So there was gangs when Gary got there, and the gangs looked up to Gary.
Yes, they did. I'm not gonna say they looked up to him, but they respected him.
And he had a lot of influence.
And a lot of influence.
Because he was so Gary Settle. I did a story about him. Could have burned Woody Harrelson, by the way. Did not. You guys might want to go look at that video with Woody Harrelson's. I don't know what I even called it.
I don't know.
So anyway, still locked up.
Settle's
Death
good.
by incarceration.
Gary Settle's a good guy.
Yeah. He got a bank robbery charge. They changed the laws, man. He would have been out in 14 years. Instead, he's got
133 years or something like that.
And he's in the hospital with cancer right now. So anyway, so I guess what I was trying to say is about shot callers, and I did a video about this. So there's usually like a white rep or somebody running the unit.
Right.
Accurate for you? Okay, because I always say all prisons are different.
Our prison, we didn't have.
I've never been to Beaumont.
We didn't really so much have a unit rep, but I understand now they do. But when I was there, we didn't so much have a unit rep as we had a rep for each car.
Okay. So in every unit, you didn't have like a white rep or nothing?
No.
Okay.
Not so much now. I mean, I would say there wasn't nobody that was told, but somebody took the place of it, pretty much. Yeah. But it wasn't. He
stepped up.
Yeah, he stepped up. If there was an issue, they would go and try to resolve it.
So I was watching some earlier this morning, as a matter of fact, a guy got out of Pollock and he was talking to a dude from Alabama. I don't know. This was today, and he was breaking down about how, like in Alabama, the state system, the black dudes will say pussy ass white boy, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So one thing about the feds, which mimic California, by the way, Texas, you mimic California. I have to put that out there. Texas prisoners, okay, state prisoners. He's from Texas. So one of the things is people don't like gangs or don't like people running stuff, but the truth is whites did get trampled on once upon a time, and that does serve kind of a purpose, so that there is a system put into place so people can't get picked on. And I'm not just saying white, certain individuals, right? Does that make sense right there?
Right.
No, you didn't buy what I just said, or what?
No, I mean,
picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. And you know what it is I'm so used to watching all these other people talk. I'm trying to get stuff out, and I'm
politically right.
Yeah, and I'm really not getting it great. So how about DC prisoners? How were they?
I mean, I'm not gonna say I had a great respect for them because they're dangerous, but I had a lot of good friends that were DC dudes.
Me too.
Me too. They get a bad rap, you know what I'm saying? But
yes,
they're dangerous.
Okay, so one of the things that is and I've talked openly about this. They were one of the and I've got, so shout out DC Black Channel, Eon. They were notorious for gunning females down.
Yeah, but not at Beaumont. They put a stop to it at Beaumont.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay, so
they would run them off the yard for gunning them.
So again, we were talking about a different time frame. So I was some years before you. Meaning, when I was talking about Lewisburg and gunning them down, they actually had the entire downstairs floor in Lewisburg. The entire floor was DC gunners, or jackers.
They will run them off the yard. When I was there, at least, I don't know about now, and I don't know about prior to 2008. But when I was there, they got in there and some guys took control. Some DC dudes, Greg, Fontaine, they took control of this kind of stuff. And
okay, what was the what do you believe was the most white, as far as white gangs, which one was the most dominant that you've seen? Or was there?
No, I mean, they would switch. They would, one time there would be 20 of one gang, and then all of a sudden they would all get run off.
Who put in the most work, or who's the most dangerous, who did the most violence?
Sack probably put in the most work there that I've seen. The most.
Those boys just they came
Yes,
up.
I mean,
they came up out of nowhere. It's crazy. They came up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
for real,
I mean,
they did.
Sack was very some dangerous guys there. A guy named Manis
From Sac.
from Sack.
So you were there
That
with
was
that
my
one.
friend.
You were there. Is that the one that got killed?
No, Manis
alive?
is the one that he's in. What is it? ADX right now.
Okay, so you're talking about the case.
Joshua Lane is his name.
You're talking about the case where they repeatedly told their bro not to get high.
No. He wasn't there during that happened. When that happened, that was
My
with.
hands are getting tired.
When that was there, that was with a guy named Crazy. I can't think of his name right now, his real name, but his name Crazy. They repeatedly told him to quit getting high, and somebody said he was stealing, and I don't know what all happened, but they ended up going in there and they butchered the dude, and they were on death row for it. And Biden pardoned them and gave them a life sentence.
Yes, so those dudes, they have more people on death row than any other gang.
Right. And I mean, I was there with both of them guys. And one of them was going home in
My hand's falling asleep,
2
by the way.
years. He was going home in like 2 years, and he went with his bro, and they killed that dude. He was in death row then.
Did they go with the thought of that's what they were going in for? It was an act.
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
I believe so. I don't know. I don't know what was
okay,
on their mind.
okay.
I can't say that.
Yeah, I got you.
I just know what they were convicted of.
What about the ABTs?
I knew a lot of the ABTs there. I knew a lot of the Aaron Circles there. Aaron Circle was in my dorm a lot. For some reason, when they would get there, they put them all in one dorm, and that was our dorm. Was Aaron
Did
Circle.
you know Malachi?
Yeah, I knew Malachi. I knew Malachi very well.
What do you think? You like him?
Okay.
Okay. You knew Malachi very well. I'll say it. Malachi's got paperwork on him. He's hot. I'm putting it out. I'm putting it straight out there because I read it. But anyway, I didn't want to go. I actually try not to be negative about.
I try not to say nothing negative about nobody that I haven't seen myself.
Oh,
And
I read it.
I haven't read nothing like that. So
I read it.
I mean, I've heard rumors, but I haven't never
and
seen it.
And he called the police to get somebody locked up. I read that. Anyway, AC. I know a lot of you guys. Oh my God, I was trying to think of the one. Chaos, friend of mine. So at in the AC, in the Aryan Circle, Malachi was a real big name for a while in the feds. I was at Lewisburg with them for a short period of time, and then I saw paperwork. But anyway, let's forget that. So, ABT's Dirty White Boys, Wilbur.
Yeah, Wilbur was there. I know Wilbur well.
We're waiting for him to call right now.
Wilbur would run around with those shoes on.
So in prison.
Crazy.
So I want to. You always hear in prison. Let me say this, and that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Now, I have got my feet trampled on for not wearing boots. So a lot of times, especially gang members, you're not supposed to wear shower shoes in the unit. You're not supposed to wear shower shoes to go to the shower. You're supposed to wear boots. You're always
Or
supposed to
shoes.
be or shoes. Okay. What did Wilbur
That's
do?
what's everything.
What did Wilbur do?
Wilbur would walk around the unit barefooted all the time. He would walk around outside barefooted. He didn't care. He's an old country boy. Did not care what anybody thought.
Me and Dusty went to go get ice in the chow hall at Lewisburg one time, and we wore our flip-flops. And a cop was like, "What are you doing? You got to have your boots on." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You can't disrespect Lewisburg like that." The cop did. So, and then purpose behind that is you're always supposed to have your boots on and be ready. Be ready for war. You're not supposed to wear your headphones loud and walk the track.
You're only supposed to cover one ear.
That's bullshit. I had
Yeah,
full
but
blast
you know
all
what I'm
the
saying?
time.
You're only supposed
Get
to
me.
have,
If you want to hit me, I'm listening to music. Get me. That's the way. I had a leadership role at that
you're
time.
supposed to keep one ear uncovered at all times.
Yeah.
While you're watching
Did you do
TV.
That? Did you do that? Seriously.
Well, I did it for different reasons because people were always, hey, Eminem, and I did it just so that.
Okay.
And, well, I didn't do it because of a threat. I mean, people would come to my door, and I had to tell people my name is not Anita because they would come to my door and say, "Hey, I need a paper towel. Hey, I need a roll of toilet paper. Hey, I need a pen. My name is not Anita."
I need to put this out right now. So this guy, his points dropped, meaning he could have. So he went to Beaumont when it was a medium. It went to a USP, so he had USP or max points. He was then offered to go to a medium, and he decided to stay at Beaumont. So he
Offered 4 times during COVID when they wasn't moving anybody because they wanted me to go to work at Unicorn.
So when you're at a prison for a long period of time, you get like you got rank as far as the orderly and stuff like that. Right?
Orderly, I kept a single cell most of the time because I've been there the longest. I didn't get in trouble, so they kept me in a single cell unless they needed it.
Okay, so let me ask you this as far as lifers go, because you were a lifer, I was a lifer, and I heard these prison channels that, there's some Unique was a lifer, there's some guys on YouTube that were lifers, so I don't want to get that twisted, but I say a bunch talk about, what's it like to have a life sentence, or what was life, what do you know or can you say about guys with life sentences in the feds?
All I can say is don't give up trying. It's possible to get out. I had a life sentence, and I got rejected on my appeal. I got rejected on 2255. I got rejected on everything, and I'm out right now.
Do you
don't
think
give
the
up.
lifers walk around more hard or more dangerous?
No.
Okay, that's what I didn't want to put those words in your mouth. And he doesn't watch this channel, by the way.
I know the guy. Why do I want to watch it?
Yeah. So one of a friend of his does. He's my newest fan, Adam. Or new subscriber, I should say. I shouldn't say fan. But he doesn't. So he doesn't know about the video I did about lifers and stuff like that. This is what I've said. I've said that, okay, because people say the lifers walk around, they got nothing to lose or dangerous. Okay, I have used that card, especially because I used to go to the hole a lot. You didn't get in trouble a lot, did you? So.
Well, I got out in 2025. My last shot was in 2015.
Did you have drug shots?
No.
Nothing.
I've never had a 100 series shot.
Never had a 100 series shot?
Never. The whole time.
No weapons or nothing?
No. Never got caught with weapons.
I got another good point I want to talk about. But first, so what I noticed was, yes, I have been that guy, and I thought about that after I did the video. I've used the lifer card and meant it. Like, what are you going to do to me? But was more towards staff, not towards the inmates or the prisoners, right? I have seen a lot of older lifers, this is God's honest truth, that are rats.
Prison rats.
Yeah, prison rats. Not telling their cases, right? You understand what I'm saying? I've seen a lot and I think what it is as they start identifying with staff more after a period of time,
they get more comfortable.
Yeah. And lifers, like people say lifers have nothing to lose. No, they have everything to lose. You have your cell is your everything. So dudes don't want to lose that, Now there's prisons where you can.
I kept myself for 13 years. My same cell.
Yeah. So when I got at Lewisburg,
in front of the TV.
Rob will be watching this later. There was I was in the best unit, the best cell in the prison. I swear to God, and I had it like shelves built for store stuff and all that. I didn't want to lose that, so I was like, I went through a long sobriety, almost 2 years there. Well, it was 36 months, whatever it was. But I was like, there was times that I didn't go drink and stuff because I didn't want to lose myself. There was times I didn't do stuff. So when you have a life sentence, like that's your world, So it's the opposite of what a lot of these dudes put out there about lifers. That's what I think.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's your world now.
So I just thought of something. Damn it. So life, not violence. I forgot. Something popped in my head when I was saying that. What else? What else can you think of about Beaumont? Or what about Butner? What did you think about Butner FMC?
Butner was like a culture shock from Beaumont. Beaumont, you don't have the type of people, but at Beaumont you're around people that their paperwork's going to be good, or at least you're
pretty sure.
You're at least pretty sure their paperwork's going to be good.
Yeah.
They're not a sex offender. They're not a homosexual. You get to Butner, you're thrown in there with people from campers all the way up to
a lot of sex offenders.
Yeah, a lot of sex.
A lot of clickers, right?
Yes.
A lot of clickers. A lot of dudes with clickers is internet porn guys.
Internet porn, yeah.
Yeah, so they're getting images. Yeah, so that's again that crime is really easy to investigate. One investigator, getting paid $30 an hour, sitting on a computer can bust hundreds of people. It's like back in the crack days. a lot of African Americans would say that the crack laws were racist. Okay, well, I'm going to leave. How easy was it for a cop full of jump out boys, I guess they called them, to jump out? You go after the guy with the brand new tennis shoes and the gold chain around his neck. They're selling crack. And lo and behold, they'd find crack on him. So it was easy. They didn't have to really investigate and put money into like to DNA testing, which for sex offenders, or hands-on sex offenders. So the clickers have become like the new crack law. They're filling up the prisons with the clickers, which are sex offenders.
But what's crazy is, most of them are ashamed. You know, you would think they're ashamed of, but you ask these guys, "Are you a sex offender?" Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're in the hospital. They're way open. Hey, I'm an SO, and some of them have like attitudes.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I'm a sex offender. So what?
Oh man,
and
yeah.
it's like
What
they're proud of
the guy
them.
that lived down from me? They said, what was the guy with the bald head? We didn't think he was a sex offender at first, and then he had kids with his daughter or something. You know about that case?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, I forgot anyway. And like 3 kids, like 3 daughters. They all had kids with them.
At the very end, the 2 white dudes were not Kyle.
Where me and Chase lived before we moved to the TV cell, there was that white guy with the bald head, and he lived with Jeff. Not Jeff. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, how was the staff at Butner FMC?
They were really more helpful than in Beaumont. In Beaumont, it was they stayed in their office and you mind your business. We're going to mind our business. They make the rounds. But now it just all depends on the officer. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are going to do their 5 shakedowns.
Nelly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was good. Shout out Nelly. Shout out to Brooklyn's finest,
Yes.
counselor extraordinaire, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, my hero.
And Williams too. Oh, what was the? Well, I'm not going to get. I'll tell you off. So, how's freedom?
It's wonderful.
You had substance abuse issues before you went to prison.
I haven't touched a dang.
Stop. In prison, did you dabble at Beaumont?
Huh?
Did you dabble at Beaumont? Did
No, no.
Okay, so let me ask you this about drugs in prison. Did you see drugs change in prison since you were there? The type of drug.
Yeah.
Did you see more like?
When I first got there, I never saw nothing.
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 Was there an explosion of meth at a period of time?
Yes.
What years do you think?
During the COVID, so.
Newsflash. This is a little crazy. A lot of guys in prison who were doing methamphetamine did not get COVID.
Yeah.
Did you know that? I mean, do
Yeah.
you agree? A lot. I'm going to say
maybe-
that. I got COVID, okay? So I wasn't doing meth in prison. I waited 20 years until I got out, like a fucking jerk off. But anyway, a lot of dudes that were getting high. I can't even think of anybody that was doing meth that got COVID. So maybe Dr. Fauci and crew really need to look into that because there was something to that. Swear to God. And R.I.P. Danny Byfield. We had a conversation, former Hell's Angel. We had a conversation about this, and he's talking about how a lot of the guys didn't get COVID because of meth. So, Suboxone, K2. What's K2 done to the prisons?
Oh, K2 tore it up. It's horrible. I mean, they will pillage, they will steal. They're falling out. You can't have a conversation with the
Okay,
person.
if I was dealing drugs in prison, I would or running a store in prison, and I was dealing with a crackhead or somebody on K2, I'd take the crackhead any day.
Any day.
That's how much worse K2 is.
Because they're going to lie. They're going to tell you whatever to go get that next hit.
Oh,
it's
my God.
10 times worse than crack.
It really is. Okay, so you've been out how long now?
About 2 months.
Been out a full 2?
No.
What day did you get out?
July 16th.
Okay, so you're out right at 2.
No, a month and a half.
Okay, so any expectations that you thought would be, or how did you envision it, or did you? And then what compared to what it really is now?
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more. I mean, I have a lot of help from people, from family, from friends that have
Stepped up.
My
That you didn't think were there.
older brother that did not speak with me one time. Been 20 years while I was going to prison. Has stepped up, bought me clothes. My friend that I lived with, his parents have stepped up and helped me with
You've been
my
blessed.
rent. Yes.
You've been blessed. You really,
Yes.
really.
This
And I
lady
wanna
that gave
see-
me this fifth wheel, she helps me.
Yeah, this was given to him, and I mean it's really nice, really nice. So the conversation that the girl wrote you that you didn't talk to and was apologizing for not writing you in prison.
Right.
People that don't know what to say to prisoners, talk about you. Talk about, just say what's going on out there.
Don't worry. She said she was worried that she would hurt my feelings
No.
by telling me her problems and what's
No.
going on out there. Like I didn't want to know it. No, I don't care. Talk to me about anything. Just talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't ignore me.
Yeah. Don't, because it's like you feel like the outside world thinks you're dead, and in a sense you're buried
Right.
alive, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what it feels
And
like.
you start making your whole world about prison, and you push
Yes.
the outside world away, and it's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You need kind of community support if you're doing it for the right reasons, because there's the guys that will misuse that, such as out here too. Prisoners do. So I do believe at times prisoners get a bad rap on being scumbags, this and that. Yes. Fuck, there's just as many out here. Okay, let's talk about the pen pal game, for example, okay? So guys in prison write girls sometimes for the wrong reasons. I have been a part of writing letters to pull girls to bring in drugs for black dudes in prison back when I first started. That's the God's honest truth, okay? Usually overweight white girls that were not good looking. I apologize for that. But having said that, there's more scams out here than in prison. People doing in prison, especially those girls, man. Female prisons, though, man, they've got it really going on with that scam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's like hardcore. But I do believe that too many prisoners get a bad rap, especially if you see CEOs talking about it. Oh, these guys, they don't change, da-da-da. When you're in a bubble, living in a bubble, and, for example, you have staff that are being totally...
I wouldn't say disrespectful, but more stereotype.
Okay, so wait a minute. So let me say this. Manipulation comes up a lot about prisoners. So when you've got... So I made a comment to my PO before. Yes, I manipulated, blah, 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 because I had to learn how to manipulate from the best, which were the COs. So if I wanted a bed move and a counselor saying, hey, we're not going to do it, I'd have to make up some shit to get it done.
Right.
Manipulation game. But prisoners get a bad rap because that's all everybody has to think about. I'm not saying there's not a bunch of scumbags in prison. There is. I'm saying there's an equal amount, or compared to the population and the numbers.
But
out
I mean,
here.
like me, I sold drugs, but that's what I'm convicted of, is selling drugs. Every felony is for selling drugs, not for stealing, not for robbing, not for...
Great point.
You know what I'm saying? I sold drugs
You're an entrepreneur.
to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this
to
is
support my habits.
this is something Carmine Persico, former mob boss, said. That he said the drug dealers aren't real criminals. This is
They're
what he told me.
entrepreneurs?
Yeah, they're not real. In other words, we're a different class because like they were stick-up boys, they were murderers, they were bank robbers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I never hurt nobody. I never forced nobody to do anything that they didn't want to do.
Do you think drugs should be criminalized and legalized or not?
I really think they should, but I think it would be a bad deal.
I'm gonna work on a video about this because I was in prison. I'll tell you the truth.
Okay, my deal is I don't think anything that grows from the ground without being altered should ever be illegal.
That marijuana nowadays, dude, is fucking nuts.
But I'm just
you don't
saying.
even know.
But I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't. Mess with
Oh my God! It's
saying.
like poison.
But I'm just saying that if God made it to grow from the ground, why should it be legal?
Okay, every chemical that you can find in methamphetamine, for example, started from the ground somewhere. It did.
But it's been
before it was altered. Yeah.
It's been altered.
But
what I'm saying is, marijuana being grown from the ground, I don't believe should be illegal whatsoever.
No. So it's really hard because even in prison, I did a story in prison about how I thought drugs should not be legalized. I come out of prison and it's fucking, the whole country's flooded with dope. And then the fentanyl stuff happened. And it's hard to make an argument for legalization. Because
Right,
I
yeah.
want to say it's true, but then I see friends, communities, people, TV
Yes.
shows that are just devastating.
Yes, but
You know?
but like fentanyl is, I mean, but you got to draw the line somewhere. And who says?
I don't know.
Who knows
I
where the
don't
line
know.
is?
I don't. Man, it's crazy. So Trump, did you? I don't even know. You don't watch the news. You know he just dropped bombs on a drug boat. They were bringing it from Venezuela, full of
Oh,
cocaine.
no.
Bombed them. Drones bombed them. Killing drug dealers on the ocean or drug
No.
traffickers. Yeah, that makes more sense. So that makes more sense than life sentences. Importers execute importers.
Well, see, it tell you the truth. At one point, if you would ask me, would I rather be put on death row than have a life sentence, I would have told you
Sure.
yes, because
you were
to
down.
me it's just torture being put in prison for the rest of your
Okay.
life.
Having said that, can you say that prisoners can make a life for themselves in prison?
Yes, yes, you can.
You can.
You can make
it's sad,
You
but
can
true.
make. I hate to say it, but
Go ahead.
I was really nervous about getting out. I was really nervous
Because?
about leaving one life to another.
Because you were very comfortable.
Right,
You had
very
it going
comfortable.
on.
Yes, especially at Beaumont. I was comfortable at Beaumont. Like I said, I would go years with no selling. I had my own cell that was mine. You can ask any CO there, hey, go get M&M. They call me M&M. The COs would even call me M&M. You know what I'm saying? And they all knew exactly where I lived. They knew exactly what unit I was in.
So I want to say something about this, about a person. Think about this. A person at Beaumont. What'd you do, 16 years at Beaumont, 16 and a half? What did you end up doing total?
Like 17 years, something
Okay,
like that. I did-
17 years at Beaumont without getting run off the yard, checking in, getting transferred. That's a really big deal. That says something about the person. That says something about staff with him, but also about him not being cooperative in prison. I mean, because somebody would have hurt him, but he stayed there that long. It's when he came to the hospital, Gary Settle knew him, and he was introduced as the guy that was at Beaumont for like 18 years or whatever. And people were like, "Wow, who made it at Beaumont that long?" You know, there'll be people, I'm sure,
It's
that'll
unheard of for a white guy to stay at any USP
yes, for
that long.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, I can do this. We're running a while now. I think what I'm gonna do is when I go home, I'm gonna bring you on a live. I don't know what day yet, but because there'll be people that'll say something in comment sections that'll spark, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead. Thanks for doing this. Take care. Hope you guys enjoy.